out at the edge of the world, where the map ends in a line of pale blue and the sea meets the sky in a long, soft horizon, there stands a lighthouse.
It is an old lighthouse, built of stone that has stood through 100 winters, and its white tower rises from the black rocks like a finger pointing at the stars.
The light at its top turns slowly through the night, a warm amber eye, blinking gently at the dark water, once and again and again.
Around the lighthouse, the sea is almost always quiet, resting in long, slow breaths that roll in from somewhere far beyond the edge of sight. Inside the lighthouse lives an old man, the keeper, who has spent so many years with the sea that he moves like a wave, slow and easy, and speaks like the tide, unhurried.
His name is not important because everyone who knows him simply calls him the Keeper, and the Keeper is enough. He has lived in the lighthouse for 40 years, and he knows every step of its winding stone stairs, every creak of its wooden door, every small sound it makes in the night.
When he first came to the lighthouse, he was young and restless, and the sea frightened him with its size and its endless voice.
But the sea is patient, and it taught him over the years to slow down, to breathe, to listen, until one day he found that he had become as calm as the water itself.
Now the lighthouse is his home, his whole world, and he loves it the way a man loves a faithful dog that has slept by his bed for 40 years. Each evening, as the sun goes down over the water, the keeper begins his slow evening ritual, the same ritual he has performed for 40 years.
He climbs the winding stairs to the lamp room, and his feet know every step, so he climbs with his eyes half closed, like a man walking in his sleep.
The lamp room is round and small, and the great lamp stands in the center, a brass and glass giant with a lens like a huge, patient eye.
He polishes the lens with a soft cloth, round and round, and the brass gleams, and the glass is clear as water.
He fills the oil reservoir, slowly, carefully, and the oil is golden and smells of the earth, and he wipes his hands on his apron when he is done. Then he lights the wick, and the flame catches, small at first, then steady, and the light gathers in the lens and becomes a beam. He checks the clock on the wall, and it ticks its slow, steady tick, and he winds it, and the spring tightens with a sound like a small, contented sigh. When the light is burning true, he stands for a moment at the window of the lamp room and looks out at the sea. The sea is the color of dark slate, and the waves move in their long, slow rhythm, and here and there, a fishing boat carries a small, warm light. The keeper nods to the boats, although they cannot see him, and he begins his slow descent down the winding stairs. The stairs are stone, worn smooth by 40 years of his feet, and the walls are white, and the air is cool and smells of salt and oil. He reaches the kitchen, a small room at the base of the tower, and he sets the kettle on the iron stove. The stove is old and friendly, and it warms the room, and the kettle begins its low, steady song, a song that never changes and never ends. He takes down his blue cup, the one with the chip in the rim that he has refused to throw away for 30 years, and he sets it on the wooden table. He adds a spoon of honey, and the honey is from the village below, golden and thick, and it settles in the bottom of the cup like a small amber pool. The kettle sings, and the steam rises. And he pours the water into the cup, and the honey dissolves, and the room fills with the smell of tea.
He sits in his chair by the window. The chair that is old and soft and remembers the shape of 10,000 quiet evenings.
He wraps his hands around the cup, and the warmth travels up his arms and into his chest, and he closes his eyes for a long moment.
The window looks out over the sea, and the sea is dark now, and the lighthouse beam sweeps across the water, slow and golden, over and over.
He drinks his tea in small, slow sips, and each sip is warm and sweet, and the room is full of the small sounds of a contented house.
The beam turns, and the brass gears above make their soft, clicking sound, a sound as regular as a heartbeat, as gentle as a lullaby. Below the lighthouse, at the foot of the rocks, the sea comes in and goes out, in and out, and the shingle breathes with a sound like sleep.
He thinks about the village hidden in its cove beyond the headland, a village he has visited only a handful of times in 40 years.
He knows the village by its sounds, the dogs barking in the morning, the church bell on Sundays, the children's voices in the summer. He knows the village has a bakery, and a small harbor, and a school, and a green where the children play, though he has seen it only twice.
He is content to know it by its sounds, because the lighthouse is his home, and the sea is his garden, and the beam is his work.
When his cup is empty, he sets it down and takes up his pipe, an old pipe of dark wood, and he fills it with tobacco from a leather pouch.
He lights it, and the smoke rises in a slow blue thread, and the room smells of tobacco and salt and old wood, a smell as familiar as his own breath.
He sits in the half-dark, the lamp turned low, and the beam outside turns and turns, and the sea breathes, and the house settles. There is a small radio on the shelf, and sometimes he turns it on and listens to music from the mainland, slow music with violins.
But tonight, he lets it be silent, because the silence is full enough, full of the sea and the lamp and the turning of the world.
He remembers his first night in the lighthouse 40 years ago, when he had been afraid of the dark and the water and the endless turning of the light. He had lain awake, listening to the sea, and the sea had seemed to say, "You will learn, you will learn."
And he had learned. He had learned to sleep with the beam turning above him, to wake with the gulls, to know the weather by the smell of the air.
He had learned the names of the winds and the moods of the water and the small, patient ways of the creatures of the shore.
Now he knows the sea the way other men know their own kitchens, and the night is his friend, and the dark holds no fear for him.
A moth circles the lamp on the kitchen table, and its shadow goes around and around the wall, a small, sleepy dancer.
The keeper watches it, and he smiles, and he thinks that even a moth knows how to keep a rhythm in the night.
There is a cat, too, an old gray cat named Sailor, who lives in the lighthouse and sleeps in the warm spot by the stove. Sailor has been with the keeper for 11 years, and he knows the lighthouse as well as the keeper does. Every warm corner, every drafty stair. The cat sleeps curled in a perfect circle, his whiskers twitching in his dreams, and his breathing is slow and deep and peaceful. The keeper reaches down and strokes the cat's head, and the cat does not wake, but he purrs, a
low, rumbling sound like a tiny engine. The keeper thinks that a house is not a home without a cat, and a lighthouse is not a lighthouse without something warm to come home to.
He remembers the morning, 11 years ago, when he had found the kitten in a crate of supplies that the village boat had brought.
The kitten had been thin and frightened, and it had hidden behind the stove for a week before it trusted him.
But trust had come, slowly, the way all good things come, and now the cat slept by the stove and followed him up the stairs each night.
He thinks about the village boat, which comes once a week with supplies, flour, oil, tea, honey, tobacco, and sometimes a letter.
The boat is crewed by a young man named Tomas, who is the grandson of the man who used to bring the supplies 40 years ago.
Thomas always waves when he sees the keeper, and the keeper waves back, and they exchange few words, because few words are needed.
Once a month, Thomas brings a box of books, chosen by the village librarian, and the keeper reads them slowly, one page at a time.
He reads at night, in his chair by the window, while the beam turns above him and the sea breathes below him.
The books are about the sea, mostly, and about far places, and about people who have lived interesting and distant lives.
He reads a page, and he thinks about it, and he looks out at the sea, and the words settle into him slowly, like tea steeping.
He does not hurry his reading, because there is nothing in the lighthouse that needs hurrying, and the books last him well.
He remembers the winter of the great storm, when the wind had howled for 3 days and the waves had climbed the rocks like white beasts. He had stayed in the lamp room for 3 days, keeping the light burning, because the light was the most important thing in the world then.
When the storm had passed, the sea had been calm again, as if it had never raged, and the village had sent the boat to thank him.
They had brought him a pie, still warm, and a jar of honey, and a letter from the children, each one a few careful words.
He keeps the letter in a tin box under his bed with the other letters, and sometimes he takes them out and reads them again.
The children have grown up now, and some of them have children of their own, and the letters keep coming, and the tin box is full. He thinks that 40 years of letters is a good life, and that a lighthouse keeper is rich in the ways that matter.
He knocks the ash from his pipe into the stove, and the fire glows, and he stands and stretches, and his joints make their small, familiar sounds. He climbs the stairs one last time to check the lamp, and the lamp is burning true, and the lens is clear, and the beam sweeps the sea.
He stands at the window of the lamp room, and the stars are out in their thousands, and the Milky Way is a river of silver light.
He has seen this sky for 40 years, and still it makes him pause. Still it fills him with the same quiet wonder.
The sea below is dark and patient, and the beam walks across it, touching a wave, touching a boat, touching the far horizon. He descends the stairs slowly, and the stone is cool under his bare feet, and the walls are white, and the air is still.
He reaches the door of his bedroom, a small room with a narrow bed, and the bed is made with a quilt his mother sewed long ago.
The quilt is faded now, and soft, and it remembers the shape of his body, and it welcomes him like an old friend.
He undresses slowly, folding his clothes on the chair, and the room is lit only by the faint glow of the lamp room above. He climbs into bed, and the pillow is cool, and the quilt settles over him, and he lies on his back and listens to the house.
The beam turns above him, and the gears click, and the sea breathes below him, and the whole tower is full of the sound of the night.
He closes his eyes, and his breathing slows, and the beam turns, and the sea breathes, and the house settles around him like a hand. In his dream, he is young again, and he is standing on the beach below the lighthouse, and the water is warm and clear.
A boat is coming in from the sea, and it is the boat of his childhood, and his father is at the tiller, and his mother is waving from the shore.
He runs toward them, and the sand is soft, and the water is warm, and everything is golden and bright and full of joy.
He wakes for a moment, and the beam is turning, and the sea is breathing, and the room is dark and warm and safe. He turns on his side, and the quilt settles, and he sleeps again, and the dream returns, and the boat comes in, and his parents are there.
The night goes on, and the lamp turns, and the sea breathes, and the keeper sleeps the deep, easy sleep of a man who is exactly where he belongs.
And if you listen very carefully, on a quiet night, standing at the edge of the world, you can still hear it. You can hear the lamp turning in its brass socket, and the gears clicking their small, patient song. You can hear the kettle, still warm on the stove, and the sea, coming in and going out, in and out, like the slowest breathing in the world. And you can hear underneath it all, the keeper's heart beating slow and warm and even, keeping time with the turning of the light. The beam sweeps, and the stars wheel, and the water breathes, and the old lighthouse stands at the edge of the world, holding the night in its warm amber hand.
And the keeper sleeps, and the sea keeps its long, slow promise, and the lamp keeps its endless watch. And all is well, and all is quiet, and all is rest.